Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Kevin are back. We're going to go ahead and get right into this segment.
Why is this thing going backwards? Oh.
It's just zooming
I'm like, what the fuck?
Kevin just kind of trying to...
No, I thought I was seeing crap. I was like, why? We're going in reverse.
You did like, during their 80 episodes, you never pay attention to that? Where it
no.
Just
I'm usually doing something else.
Yeah, that's right. So, talking or providing great feedback or
looking on my phone.
Or looking at your phone.
Yep.
I was about to get that route there.
Yep.
So, all right, so me and Kevin are going to go ahead and play this quick game right quick about the free agent before they actually are able to sign. Right now they're in the terms of discussing the teams, but we can go ahead and predict where these top free agents are going to go.
Saturday they can officially go and start talking to teams.
There you go.
So that's one of the big things. They can all start going and saying hello to people.
All right, so the first
they can start making it. Everybody can make it rain.
First one is
Jaguar need to take a Brinks truck to the fucking airport.
There you go. It's like, come here. Hey, welcome to Jacksonville.
Drop it off. Be like, here's you a Brinks truck full of money.
You want to dive in it?
You're welcome. Sure? You want to Scrooge McDuck in it? You can go ahead. Nice. There's no coins there.
All right, so our first guy we want to discuss is Dominique Sue.
Oh, I'd have never thought that.
And so I'm going to go let Kevin go, and where do you think he's going to go?
And Dominique Sue. I think Dominique Sue is going to end up in Miami. I'm hearing things that Miami is going to make a huge push. I know Oakland is going to have him in, but everybody with money is going to have him in. So you'll probably hear feelers out from Jacksonville, Oakland, Miami, all these bigger teams that have some money. But I think he'll probably end up in Miami. Miami always has that thing where they always get that one big name, big gigantic free agent that still does them no good. See Mike Wallace. But I think he'll end up going to Miami.
And I'm going to say I agree with you. I think with him and Wake on the other side of the ball, it's going to be pretty fun to watch if they do get him.
Well, he'll just clog up the whole middle.
Yeah, so
he's a run stuffer that disrupts in the passing game as well. He keeps all them people off your linebackers to make them be able to roll around so well. Yeah, which is why I would welcome him here in a heartbeat, because with the line we already have, if you would add Dominique to our line, it's retarded, but I don't think it's done.
Why didn't Lions franchise tag this guy?
Because they didn't want to spend the money. Because they knew how much he was going to get on the open market, and there was no way they were going to be able to match it. Especially with how much money they've already gave Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford. There's no way.
Yeah, this dude's pretty talented to let go, but like you said,
he's the best defensive free agent since Reggie White. When Reggie White came out, he's the best free agent on the defensive side of the ball since then.
I know everybody's worried about his attitude and everything like that, but hey, he's a talented player. So if you got a shot to get him, then get him. So.
Oh yeah, you should. Everybody that has money should be throwing money at him left and right, which I think will happen, and I think it'll turn into a big gigantic spree. But I end up thinking Miami will probably get him.
Okay. All right, next up is Devin McCourty, the New England free safety who is available on the market.
Another guy I would love to have here.
Where do you think he's going?
But I think he's just going to go for. I think he's going to go for too much money. I think he'll end up in Philadelphia. Is really my gut feeling. I think he'll end up in Philly. Yeah, just because Philly's opening up all this money, and I just think that's where he'll have a good fit. Really, here is where you would really see him being able to fit well, because we need a strong safety, and he would fit in perfectly. But I don't think we're going to get him.
Typically, when I see talent like this that won a Super Bowl and pretty much are now in the free agent market, they usually try to go ahead and chase the big payday. So
he's going to chase it.
Yeah, and I think he's going to end up in Jacksonville.
Wow.
I believe he's going to be in Jacksonville. That's why I say I really feel like Jacksonville's going to try to, like you said, I agree with you.
He'll be one
wholeheartedly that
he'll be one of the he'll be one of the big ones we go after. And he'll be one of the big names that we'll throw a lot of money at.
I tell you what, it's totally working. Can you imagine him and Marks on the same defense? Like that would be impressive.
You have him being able to roam, which we haven't had a guy to be able to roam sideline to sideline, and it'll open up Jonathan Cyprian to be able to do what they want him to do. Right. They'll be more Seattle-like.
I feel like that's why I say I feel like there are a couple guys away in the coverage, and I believe he will be
because we got great young corners. Oh, our corners with Aaron Colvin now being established, and our other guy McCoy. We've got two really good young physical big corners that I think we just need that guy that can be that eraser in the back, kind of like a Earl Thomas-esque, and McCourty does fit the bill.
And I think he's going to beat him in Jacksonville.
I love it. I would love to see it.
All right, next one is Julius Thomas, the Broncos tight end. There's so many teams, but I don't know but what do you think?
He's going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar. He's the one guy. He's the guy that I put right at the top of the thing that I think he's going to be in Jacksonville. I think wholeheartedly Jacksonville is going to throw as much money as possible at this guy. He'll end up making $10, $11 million a year is what I think is going to end up happening. But I think he'll end up being in Jacksonville because we need a tight end, for God's sake. We need a tight end about as much as we need another safety.
I'll tell you what, I can probably see him going because I think Philly done made a move. I mean, I know they got Ertz as well. He's a young talent, but you can add Julius Thomas on there and give a dual threat to your quarterback. It depends who you want. Let's say they get...
Or Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland too. Let's say you get I'm just throwing out hypotheticals here. They get Mariota. So it's a nice security blanket to have these two talented tight ends if you get them.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Philadelphia will be in the run to get this guy.
And he'd be a perfect fit in that type of offense.
I think so, too. So I can see him being...
I see Jacksonville or Oakland for him because Oakland wants some weapons for their young quarterback as well. So I think he'd be a big fit there. If it's not here, it's going to be Oakland.
All right. Randall Cobb played for the Green Bay Packers, wide receiver. We all know about this, and he's been heavily rumored here in Jacksonville.
That's where I think he's going to go.
He's going to go to Jacksonville.
I think he'll be the other guy they'll throw a lot of money at. I think between him and Julius Thomas, they're 1A. I think they're 1A. I think it's McCourty 1, Thomas 2, Randall Cobb 3. Mm-hmm. But I think if they see they can't get 1, they're going to hit 2 and 3 hard. Mm-hmm. And I think Randall Cobb is going to be. I think he'll be here, and I think he'll be a perfect fit with all these young talented receivers we already got. You throw in Randall Cobb, mm-hmm. who plays the inside, and who also uses out of the backfield and stuff. I think the more things you can add for Blake Bortles, the better.
Okay.
So again, I think he's either here or Oakland. I think that's one of the two. I think he's either going to be here or Oakland.
You know what? I did get y'all McCoy on there. Y'all got so much money to throw around. I think he comes to Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. If he's not going to come to Jacksonville, I can see him going to Kansas City.
You mad at all the damn jerseys I'd have to buy if these guys start coming in?
Randall Cobb is the threat down
Kansas City would be a huge, a great coup to get a Randall Cobb in Kansas City.
Which I wouldn't have to have some. I wouldn't like Cobb anymore because he's going to my division and he's going to play for the Chiefs. Which the Chiefs are pretty solid. You add him with Jamal Charles.
They just have no wide receivers.
They just
can't catch touchdowns.
What is it? They didn't have no touchdowns?
No touchdown by a wide receiver. Remember, we thought they had one at the last week, but then they got called back by a penalty.
Yeah, so that's why I say this is bad. So you give Alex Smith someone to throw to with Jamal Charles, and he's also a Panther in the wing. Then you become more of a sassy offense on that end. But Jacksonville on the flip side as well, you get another threat for the young Bortles. Like I said,
and with that receiving core, that you're possibly going to have Justin Blackmon back. Mm-hmm. You already have Lee Robinson and Hearn, mm-hmm. and then you add a Randall Cobb. The weakest part of your team last year becomes your strongest part of your team this year. Okay. Crazy.
All right. And DeMarco Murray, Dallas Cowboy running back.
Oh, for the love of Jesus, I wanted him here so bad, but I think he's going to go to Indianapolis. This is the one guy I want. This is the one guy that I want. All the other ones, I'm great. I'm glad we get them. But if you tell me which dude do you want, this is the guy I want. Because Gus Bradley wants to make it where Jacksonville is Seattle South. That's what he wants to make it. This guy makes you Seattle South. He's your Marshawn Lynch. He runs just as hard, that's your guy. To me, if I was doing the Jack, I'd focus on him and getting offensive line. And that's what I would focus on. But they're going to focus on other things. But that's what I focus on, especially on your offensive side of the ball. And this is the one guy that I would want to be my centerpiece. He's 26 years old.
Yeah,
he was doing well before they got that line situated. He done well before. The reason we didn't know about him is because Dallas went away from the run so damn much before. Years before, they went away from the run. He'd be having 100-yard games, and they would stop and throw the ball 436 times during the game. Last year, they didn't. That's why you were able to see how good he was last year, because they fed him. Years before, they didn't feed him because they were more concerned about throwing the ball for some odd reason. But he fits in. But I think he ends up going to Indianapolis because Indianapolis has got a lot of money and they need a good, solid running back. And then they become really, really, really dangerous if they get him.
I think he's going to the Colts, too.
Yeah.
And my goodness, if he goes to the Colts, they will be scary.
That would be a monster. Because you got to think, how good was Bradshaw running behind that line?